Hello and happy Wednesday. Hey, it's Wednesday. I am MJ and this is a general reading for the collective. And today I'm using my Ravens Dream Tarot. And let's see what these ravens have to say as we look perhaps towards the second half of the week. What do we have in store for us? What should we plan for or be prepared for? The first card I'm going to pull is the energy that's influencing us. That's that energy behind our mood, our decisions, how we relate with one another, and it also impacts how we perceive this upcoming situation, and that's the next card. So we'll see how that influencing energy plays a role in the situation. Then we'll open up the door to the uninvited house guest, and we'll see what they bring to this party. What energy do they contribute, and how does it all mesh with the influencing energy, the energy of the situation, and the energy of the situation. Then we will wrap it all up with some words of advice. All right, let's dive in here, shall we? So I just want to give a nice, good, clear shuffle. Calm my mind and connect with my guides. So starting us off, we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is interesting. I feel like we see the Seven of Pentacles quite a bit. The Seven of Pentacles comes in as a reminder that it's okay to stop, slow down, assess, right? Think about where you're going. What's working for you? What's not working for you? So when you're in this energy of the Seven of Pentacles, you're at this point where you recognize that you've made some gains, that you're progressing in an area that's perhaps increasing your abundance or increasing your financial stability. But instead of like moving forward, instead of feeling like this urge to push on, what you're feeling is this moment of slowing down and taking a break and taking a look at where you have created great gains and where are there opportunities perhaps that you've overlooked. This is a time to kind of go back through things. So when we're in this energy of the Seven of Pentacles, we're thinking about the future, but we're also assessing what has worked in the past, right? We're learning from our experiences. So let's see what we have coming up here. So, this is interesting. All right, so here we have this energy of the world. It's like deja vu all over again. The world, although it was yesterday, we were influenced by the world. Well, now we're moving into a situation that brings us to an awareness of that closure. Something is coming to a positive end, and we can kick our feet up. We can feel really good about it. So the situation at hand here is one where you're finishing a project that maybe you have been working on tirelessly for months and months and months, and now you get to see it finished. You get to realize that dream. It's over and it feels damn good, right? I mean, I can tell you, every time I finish a project, like finish a deck, when I send that last file over to shuffled ink, it's like, break out the champagne. We finished, right? I'm done. This is a time to celebrate. This is a time to, just embrace that completion. And so here, if you're thinking about the past, if you're thinking about what you've been able to shore up, if you're thinking about what's working and what's not working, and then you move into this position of a success, what you find here is the information that you need to create future successes, because with the Seven of Pentacles sitting here, what works, what hasn't worked, what do you want to try next, what's an opportunity, or maybe there's an opportunity that you've kind of put on the back burner because you've been working on this big project, but now that it's reached a conclusion and a successful one, you have the confidence, you have the skill set, you have the experience to perhaps take an idea that hasn't been perhaps fully developed and bring it into the future. So here you're thinking not just about how awesome it is, right, to feel, something is completed, but now you're thinking about what you can do next. What's happening next? So let's see who's showing up here. And when I say I do not hand my child a glass of champagne. Just want to be clear. They're a little young. All right. That bottle is all for me. Just kidding. Okay. All right. So, wow. I do feel like we're feeling some repetition here. We have this energy of the Six of Pentacles coming in. So as you're progressing forward, as you're making, progress on the next plan, perhaps in your mind, maybe you're already kind of figuring out what you want to do next. Now that you have this success under your belt, that success might attract people who want to see you create something new or to further your plans. Pay attention. The other side of that is that it might also open the door for you to invest in other people, to show some generosity, to help someone out. Maybe if they're not doing as well as you are now with this world sitting here. So with the Six of Pentacles, the way I kind of see this though, the way I see this reading shaping up is that you're in a position to think about the future. You're in a position to expand on a success, and that may attract someone to your situation who has the resources to, maybe infuse your next project or to infuse your future plans or give you that boost that you might need to get a new idea off the ground. Pay attention to what strings might be attached to that. They may expect something from you in return that you may not necessarily, consider as you're thinking about the opportunity in the here and now, but you might have to think about it a year from now. What does that mean? What does that contribution mean? Will it boost your chances of success, or will you find that this is an opportunity for short-term gains, that it's an opportunity to get a quick infusion to help something progress, but in the long term, you might find that it hinders your progress. So let's see what the advice card here is. But so the whole point of that is that you just have to weigh up whatever this is, whatever the Six of Pentacles, however the Six of Pentacles comes into your situation. If it's like a loan with a high interest rate, it might not be worth it. You're sitting on a success right now. And you might need to consider, does that future success, the one that you're planning on for your next step, right? Because you can't just sit there and rest on the laurels, right? You're constantly evolving. But does that gift that comes in, maybe it's a relative, but then you're beholden to that relative for something. You have to ask yourself, what am I getting in return, or what am I giving in return for whatever it is I'm getting? Okay, so, and is that really the best use of those funds? Are you really shoring up areas that are weak, or are you creating a greater weakness later on down the road? It might appear to be a solid decision. So just, consider all, and maybe you'll look back and you'll say, you know what, it's totally worth it. Having that quick infusion of resources got my idea from a concept so I could develop it, but it might not always be. But you just have to think about the big picture here, and that's, I guess, where I'm kind of bemoaning the point. Okay. The Two of Cups. So there is a partnership here worth exploring. There's a strong connection or relationship with someone who, when you pair up with someone who shares a similar vision, a similar perhaps storyline, someone who also is ready to take that next step, you'll find a partner that strengthens your position. This is someone who you feel this divine connection, right? You can almost feel that tug. You finish each other's sentences. You know what the next person would do. You can make a decision knowing that decision that you make is one that they too would make, because you're in alignment. You feel that bond. And when you're together, you're like an unstoppable force. You know, this is an opportunity to not only just find, you find that feeling of accomplishment, but also to expand upon it. This is an opportunity for growth in the area of finances, as well as relationships. So this is a great time to think about, what are your goals? What do you want? What do you want to see, the next 5 years look like? And that's because that's what that Seven of Pentacles is helping you do. You're feeling that influence of an energy that wants you to recognize all that work that you've put in, all the areas where you found success, and then all of the opportunities that you may be missing, that you have the ability, and especially if you're partnering with someone who shares a similar goal or path, you have the resources that you need to fill in any gaps so that you can create another future success. So you can see that whirl repeat over and over and over. Again, this is a time here to recognize your potential. And you have that ability to take something to the next level with a partner who cares just as much as you do. Again, is this Six of Pentacles an opportunity? It could be, right? It might be what you need to get over that initial hurdle, getting that next plan off the ground. But talk about it with your partner. When you come to a consensus with someone who cares equally about what you care about, the plan, the next step, you'll feel even more confident in making that decision. This isn't something that you need to decide on your own here. This is something that when you talk about it with someone who understands your goals, who understands that maybe this is a shared vision, you'll be able to even, absorb half that risk as well. This isn't something that you have to go alone on. So I hope this makes sense. Much peace, and I will talk with you tomorrow. Bye.